Alright, this video is meant to help you build a curves-based wine glass in Maya. This is an A-tier project, so you shouldn't do this one until you've done a few other things in Maya first. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have reference. So I'm going to find myself a wine glass. Images. A nice flat view of one is good. I'm going to save image. Alright, let's go into my downloads folder and save. Then in Maya, we need to create a free image plane and add our image to it. So it should be alphabetical. There we are. Oop. Okay. So here's my wine glass. I want to view this wine glass flat on. So I'm going to tap space and then go to my front view. So I'm going to hover and space. I'm going to zoom in. So here's my wine glass. Tap W and I'm going to place that on the ground. Now I'm going to hold Alt and middle mouse button drag to center it. So the type of curve that I'm going to use here is my pencil curve. And I'm going to trace this line. Actually, do I want to use? Yeah, I'm going to do pencil curve. So what I want to do is trace the outline of my glass. And I can always come back in and fix these later by editing my control points. And there, I'm going to make sure I come to that middle point and that middle point. Okay, so now I have my curve shape that I've drawn. And the tool I want to use is revolve. Right, so I select my curve and I revolve it. And there it is. So now if I hold down spacebar, go back over here, I'm going to select that image plane, tap W, move it out of the way. Now I have this shape. It's kind of like a potter's wheel, right? We have manipulated this shape to create right? Well, if I want to edit that shape, I have these control points, right? So if I select a control point, I can move it in order to manipulate what that shape is going to look like. So you can see I can't rotate my control points. I can't scale my control points. If I want to then edit those Bezier handles for my control points, I'm going to need to move them and move their relationship to the next point up the line. Right? So now you can see I have smoothed that somewhat by changing the location of the point above. And so that changes the relationship between the 2 points. Right? Here, if I drag that outward and drag the other one inward, I have now smoothed that one as well. Okay, so now we have our wine glass. What else can we do with this? Well, what we want to do is we want to create a scene with it. So I'm going to go ahead and make a floor. Go ahead and make a sky dome. On my sky dome, I'm going to give it an image file. Okay, so I'm in my downloads folder. I'm looking for my sky dome that I downloaded last week. There it is. Open. I want to turn on my lights and my textures. So this shape, before I texture it, let's try and texture it without doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and assign a new material, standard surface, presets. Let's go ahead and give it glass. And then if we switch to our Arnold renderer and play, you can see it didn't actually do it, right? So I'm going to select my revolved surface. Let's try that standard surface one again. Nope. Standard surface one, preset, glass, replace. There it is. All right, so now I've got my glass texture. And maybe here on my plane, assign new, standard surface, presets. Let's give that one a gold. All right, and you can start to see how you can set up your scene. You'll get reflections of your scene in your glass. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and generate a render. Make sure you check your settings. Give yourself a web safe format with a nice high resolution. And then you can render an image and then save it. All right, so that is how you can make a wine glass using curves and then create your file for your portfolio.